Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and today we are doing my March book haul. So if you missed my last book haul, I am only buying books that I give 5 stars to unless I find them at the thrift store, which are like $2 anyway, so I feel like I can give myself a pass that way, but my shelves are just way too full and I only really want to own the books that I absolutely love anyways. So my book hauls are going to be only hopefully maybe 2 to like 3 at the max actual purchased books, and then the rest are going to be the books that I have on hold from the library at that given time. Hopefully that makes sense. So today I have 2 books here that I actually own. The first I got thrifting, and that is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. I have heard absolutely nothing but good things about this book. I know that it is a middle grade, which I definitely want to read more of, especially middle grade fantasy, and I believe that it follows a girl who was like left in the woods by her village to be eaten by a witch, but the witch ends up just taking care of her and raising her as her own. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I feel like that's what it is. Let's read the synopsis together. So it says, every year the people of the protectorate leave a baby as an offering to the witch who lives in the forest. Okay, I was right. They hope this sacrifice will keep her from terrorizing their town, but the witch in the forest, Jan, is nice. She shares her home with a wise swamp monster and a perfectly tiny dragon. Okay, so I was right. I love that for me. Like I said, I've heard nothing but good things. I found it at the thrift store for $1.95, and so I decided to pick it up, and hopefully I will get to this fairly soon and I don't just let it sit on my shelves like I do the majority of the books I already own and have not read yet. Now, the book that I did get that is a 5-star read, and I actually just posted a review for this book, so definitely go check that out. That is The Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackworth. My boyfriend kindly gifted this to me, and I saw the UK cover and I automatically knew I needed it in my possession. I really do like the US cover, and if this cover didn't exist, I would have been completely happy with the US cover, but I mean, like, this doesn't even compare. Like, they don't, there's no competition. This is absolutely breathtaking. I love it so much. There's even a little devil on the spine. Oh my god. I literally squealed when I opened this package because I love it so much. It is definitely one of my favorite covers on my shelves, and it's one of my favorite books on my shelves, so I say that's fitting. This takes place in the Library of Hell, and this particular library stores all of the unwritten books, both by live authors as well as authors who have died years and years past, and our main character Claire is the librarian of this hell, and she is tasked to taking care of these books. And sometimes if a book doesn't get the proper care it needs, the characters can manifest themselves and escape hell in search of their authors, and Claire has to then go set out, search for the characters, bring them back to hell, and all of that stuff. That is how our book starts off. We follow Claire with a few other characters as they are trying to receive this retrieve this character back, and they also get caught up in a plot where they have to try to find the Devil's Bible, and they have to try to find it before angels find it, and it's a whole ordeal, and it's amazing and it's entertaining and I love it so much. This is probably going to be my favorite read of 2020. I'm calling it now, and if you want to hear more about it, go check my review. It's amazing. Please read this. It's great. Alright, so now on to all of the library books that I have acquired since my last library haul, which was super freaking ambitious, and I think I have toned it down a little bit, and I'm hoping I can get to a lot of these. So the first batch of books I'm going to talk about are all of the books that I plan to read in March, and they're already on a TBR. If you haven't seen my March TBR, definitely go check that out. I am doing 3 readathons this month, the Backlist, Witchathon, as well as Zodiacathon. The first book I have is Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. This is a Cinderella retelling, and I want to get to this because, I mean, hopefully, knock on wood, that Y'all West isn't canceled because everybody thinks we're going through a plague right now. I want to read this before Y'all West because Jennifer Donnelly is going to be there again, hopefully if the festival isn't canceled. But I want to read this before I meet her to see if I want to buy it for her to sign. You know, you get the formula, you get it. The next book I have is The Black God's Drums by P. Djeli Clark. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. This is a very short novella, and I heard about this from Bewitched Shelves, and they put me on to this book because they mentioned that it kind of deals with African gods and African deities, and I love everything about that, and it's super short, and this is also the group book for Witchathon, so it really just checks all of the boxes for me, and I'm very, very excited to check this out. I believe this also has some like seafaring pirating aspects to it as well, so really this just sounds like a 5-star prediction to me. I'm loving everything about this. The next 3 things I have are volumes 1, 2, and 3 of the Sandman comic by Neil Gaiman. I read this years ago and it's one of my favorite graphic novel comics stories. Death is honestly one of my favorite characters in general, and I'm just very excited to see her again. I don't really want to say much about this because honestly I don't think I could give a very proper synopsis, but it's basically about these like eternal beings, and there are a bunch of them in this like council thing, and there's the Sandman who, you know, induces dreams and all that. There's death, there's time, there's a bunch of other characters, and yeah, I will give a proper synopsis once I reread this because I don't remember what exactly happens in these ones in compared to like the whole Sandman universe, and I don't want to give any spoilers or anything like that. So yeah, I definitely am going to be reading this in the month of March. And then the final graphic novel comic that I have acquired is Harleen by Stefan Seljic? Wow, that name. That's not good for my brain. This is about Harley Quinn. I don't know if it's an origin story. I don't know what it is, but I love DC Comics. I think DC ranks so well beyond anything that Marvel could dare put out comic-wise. Marvel makes great movies. They don't have great comic characters, and they don't have great comics or storylines or plots or anything like that. DC does. And there's just a ton of content for Batman and the Batman universe, which I love. And Harley is just, she's a great character, and I really love her. What really intrigued me about this volume in particular is that it is drawn and written by the same person who does the Sunstone comics, which is a BDSM female comic, and it's great. It's fantastic. Love the art in there. So I wanted to pick this up, and it's a new release, and it just sounds like a good time. So I picked it up, and I'm gonna read it. All right, a few more books to talk about. So the next book I checked out was Goth Girl and the Ghost of a Mouse by Chris Riddle. So if you missed my February wrap-up, go check it out. It's great. Highly recommend. Chris Riddle is the artist who did The Sleeper and The Spindle, which was a 5-star read for me, and I loved the art style in that book. So I literally just Googled his name in my library database, and I put a hold on every single book that they had. This is a children's book, and it's absolutely stunning. Like, look at that. Look at the purple edges! Ah! I love it! I don't know anything about this at all. It's a kid's book, and it's about a goth girl and her mouse. I would like to read that. It sounds cute. The next book I have, which is a strange transition from a children's book to a very naughty romance novel, but that is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book. We are following our main character, who I believe has chronic illness or something around those lines. She has a disability, and she goes through a life-threatening event, and she decides that she is going to make a bucket list and try to get all of those things that she wants to get accomplished done. And she enacts the help of her landlord, who is a motorcycle riding bad boy, to help her out in fulfilling the maybe naughty bits in her bucket list. And I've just heard nothing but good things about this book. I do love Talia Hibbert's romance. I've only read one. I read her Christmas novella in December, and again, I really, really loved that one, so I am very, very excited to get to this. I'm hoping I can get to it soon. Hold me accountable, please. I do want to read this. The next book I have is Eat the Sky, Drink the Ocean by a variety of authors. Okay, I have not read a single thing by a single author in the back of here, but this is an anthology about fairy tales. It says feminist fantasy and science fiction stories weaved together impossibilities, dreams, ambitions to reimagine what girls and boys can be. Okay, oh, it says award-winning Australian and Indian authors worked together. Okay, so a diverse anthology with feminist retellings. That's my jam. I love that. That's all I want. This came onto my radar from Kayla from Books and Lala, and I just saw her talking about it, and I was like, that sounds like a good idea to me. I do want to get into more anthologies. I still have said that all year, and I still haven't read one, but I do want to get to them, okay? They just sound like a great idea, and I want to read them. The next book I have is Seven Deadly Shadows by Courtney Alameda and Valine E. Mitani. I'm not sure if I pronounced that one right. This is about a girl who comes upon her family's shrine that has been desecrated by demons, and she finds this ancient artifact that the demons were looking for, and so she, with the help of a kitsune as well as 7 Shinigami death gods, have to go on this quest or something around those lines. Yeah. That's what I want. That's what I want to read. I'm waiting for my audiobook to come on to hold, so I probably won't get to this month, but as soon as my audiobook for it comes in, I will be reading this. And I read like the first chapter, and it just has very anime feels to it, because we like open up in a high school and our main character going through kind of drama in high school, and it's very reminiscent of anime, and I love that. I think that's cute. So I'm very excited for this. I haven't heard anything about this. This is a very recent release. I believe it came out in January or February. So I haven't heard anything about it, but the synopsis sounds like a great time. So I would like to see it. Finally, speaking of new releases, we have Ink in the Blood by Kim Smenchkow. No brain cells. I have no pronunciation skills whatsoever. This is about tattoo magic. I don't know what that means. I really don't. So let's look. It says, Celia Sand and her best friend, Anya Bertoni, are inklings for the esteemed religion of Profeta. Using magic, they tattoo followers with beautiful images that represent the divine's will and guide the actions of the recipient. Tattoo magic paired with religion. That is all I want and need. Oh my god, I love that. I don't want to read anymore. That's amazing. I am definitely going to be reading this soon. Holy shit, I need to read this yesterday. That sounds great. Haven't heard anything about this, but also this cover is really freaking cool. It's a very old school style of tattooing. We even have like a medieval plague doctor on the front, and this sounds incredible. I want to read this right now. Alright, so that is it for my March book haul. Let me know down below if you have read any of the books that I mentioned. I would love to know. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!